Welcome back to Mrs. Stewart's Crochet Club. Today we're going to be working on a new stitch, often called the herringbone stitch, and sometimes also called the extended half double crochet stitch. So we're going to be making this sample. You could make it a large baby blanket. You could use it for a dishcloth. The good thing about this pattern is that you don't need to have any specific multiple. You can use as many stitches as you want, just crochet until you get to the size that you'd like. I'm going to be using my 4.5 millimeter number 7 hook and acrylic yarn. This is the Bernat Premium. I find it nice and soft and economical as well. So to begin with, we are going to be making a slip knot. I make my slip knot by crossing the yarn over itself, making a loop. I'm going to reach through that loop and pull the thread through. Tighten up on your hook. And we're going to start with, again, any multiple. So if you're making a baby blanket, make it the size that you want. If you're going to make a dishcloth, make it smaller. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to start with a, let's say 30, we'll do 30. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain as many as you need. Okay, so I have my long chain. So the very first stitch, we're going to be skipping 2 stitches and we're going to work into the third here. So this is the stitch and it's going to be repeating from beginning to end. Yarn over, insert through the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now, double crochet, you would yarn over and go through 2, but this is an extended double crochet to make a herringbone pattern. So instead of yarning over and pull through, you're just going to simply pull the first stitch right through. Then you're going to yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over again, pull through the 2 that are on the hoop, on the hook. Okay, so I'll show you that stitch again. Yarn over, insert, and pull through the loop. This one, we're just going to pull it right through, yarn over and pull through, yarn over again and pull through 2. So we are not, it feels unnatural to not yarn over, but this is the stitch. Pull it through, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. This is the stitch. Keep going. I'll get closer. So pull it through, yarn over, yarn over. When I first made my sample, it felt very unnatural not to just follow through with the double crochet, and I had to kind of muscle memory train myself not to yarn over and pull through the first double crochet. So just get it in your head, get it in your mind that we are not yarning over before we go through. So pull it through. Okay. Insert. Do not yarn over. Pull it through that first stitch. Yarn over, pull through 1. Yarn over, pull through 2. Keep going all the way to the end. Okay, so I have reached to my very last stitch. I'm just going to go in and do my last extended double crochet. So go through that one, yarn over, go through 1, yarn over, go through 2. Okay, so we have reached the end of our first row, and this might be different depending on who's teaching you. Some people say to chain 1 and then continue, but we're going to chain 3. And there's a reason for this. 1, 2, 3. Turn your work. Now this chain 3 is going to count as a first stitch. So we're not going to go into that stitch here. We're going to go in the one beside it. So don't go into the one that's directly below. Go into the second stitch, continuing with the pattern of looping that through. Yarn over, go through 1, yarn over, go through 2. Continuing on, pull that one through, yarn over again. Okay. good length of yarn. And this is going to start looking a little bit zigzaggy, and that's what the herringbone pattern is. And the reason that's happening is because we are pulling this through instead of double crocheting with it. So it pulls the stitches in the direction that you're going. Oops, missed that one. Okay, keep going until the very end, and I'll meet you when you get back there. Okay, I'm getting to the end of my row. I've got a few more stitches to go here. And the turning chain is sometimes hard to find. Just kind of stick it in there. Okay. So same as the last row, I'm going to be chaining 3, 1, 2, 3, turning my work, and I'm going to work back down until I get to that end. And I really want to show you what to do when we get to the chain 3. So let's continue going all the way down till you get to the end, and I'll show you where to put the last stitch. Okay, so I've gotten to my last few stitches here. So here's the second to last stitch here. I'm going to go as normal. Now, because this is a chain stitch, it's not really obvious where to place it. I always just aim, see there's a little kind of hole that's through here. That's where I aim to put my stitch, just at the top of the chain. I'm going to yarn over, find a space near the top, and continue as you were in the pattern. Okay, so for me, it's kind of hard to find because it's not a defined stitch, it's more of a chain. You just need to find the top as best as you can. And someone might not like that hole. That's caused by the chain 3. But really, once it's all made, I'll show you mine. I'll show you my sample. It's not noticeable. You can't even see it. And if you wanted to, you could add a border or something around that. The alternative is to not do the chain 3. But I really find that the edges were very bumpy, and that just didn't appeal to me. So do as you like. I just think this is so beautiful. It goes back and forth, zigzagging in either direction, and just makes a nice, and it's really soft. Something I'd like to add as well, when you're casting on for this, when you're chaining the first row, do it very loosely, because the stitches above are kind of tight, like it kind of cinches up a little bit. So when I made my first one of these, when I attempted to make the first sample, I found that it was very tight and kind of bowed a little bit. So I tried it again, and I really loosened up my chain, like looser than I normally would, and that really helped quite a lot. So that's just my take on the herringbone stitch. The turning might be different than other people's, but I really think the chain 3 solves the problem of the ends being a little too wavy. Thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed this stitch. Keep going, keep crocheting. Join me for more. If you haven't joined me yet, please subscribe to my channel. I would really like to have you join me.